Okay, so just a quick video on using the Lexicon Alpha with Garageband. Here I have Garageband open and the Lexicon Alpha is plugged in at this point. So what I'm going to do is go up to Preferences under Garageband and drop down for my audio input. It says built-in microphone right now, so if I drop this down, notice that I do not see Lexicon Alpha here, which I should since it's plugged in. And this is a problem that I've noticed. So in order to resolve this issue, I'm going to close out of here, and all I'm going to do is unplug the Lexicon Alpha from the USB ports and plug it right back in. This is how you get GarageBand to recognize it. You can't have it plugged in when you turn on the computer and then open up GarageBand. If you do it that way, that's fine, just the computer won't recognize it, or GarageBand won't recognize it, I should say. So here it's recognized that the device is plugged in and asked me if I want to use it as the audio in out. And I'm going to click yes for that. So if I go up and create a new track that is a real instrument track, because that's what I'm doing, recording a real instrument, my guitar, this opens up and I have these little audio meters right here, and when I play a chord it reads them, so we know that the audio is coming in through the Lexicon Alpha. So notice you didn't hear the audio of the guitar except for through the microphone of the computer, and I don't know if you'll be able to differentiate through this, but I'm just going to try to see what happens. I'm going to go monitor on to see if we can monitor that sound. So I'm going to play again, and now I can monitor that or hear it coming back through the speakers of the computer or whatever speakers I plug into the computer, and monitor as I'm playing or recording. So another issue I noticed with the Lexicon Alpha is that the audio is not very loud coming in to the computer, and I have it cranked up to the max right now as far as the level for the input on my guitar, and I have my guitar plugged in just to the front input on the Lexicon Alpha, the instrument input on the front face of the device. There's a left and right in the back that you can also use. So the level's cranked all the way up, and if I play as hard as I can, I might peak it just a little bit, but I'm not comfortable that that's all the power that it has to drive the signal. And I'm using a guitar that has a passive signal which also has the gain turned all the way up. So I'd like it to have a little bit more power than that, but it will get you by if that's what you have and are going to use. So anyway, what I did to boost that signal up was I got a Boss EQ pedal, and I plugged it into that, and the signal sounded a lot better and it was much more powerful coming in. It's a boost that raises or decreases the signal by 15 decibels depending on the EQ parameters that you specify. So what I'm going to do first is I'll just record a sample with just the Lexicon Alpha, no additional boosts or anything like that. I'm just going to record a short sample so you can see what it sounds like being played back. So here we go. So there's a recording, and I still feel like I'm not hearing that monitoring. Let me just go up into Preferences. And, oh, you know what? I forgot to specify this. Okay, so if I go back here to playback what I just recorded in, I can't hear anything, and this is where I didn't realize before if the audio was being monitored or not. So now I know the audio is not being monitored. So what I need to do is go into GarageBand Preferences. I'm sorry I didn't do this earlier. So for audio output, notice for the input and output it says Lexicon for both. We don't want that for the output. We want the built-in output, so it comes out the speakers. Yes, change the driver. Wonderful. Doing that. Now I can X out, and I should be able to come back to the beginning, play this, and now I can hear it. Perfect. So that's just straight Lexicon Alpha recording. Maximum volume gain on the instrument and on the Lexicon Alpha device. So now I'm going to show a sample of what it's like recording through the EQ pedal with the boosted signal. So now I'm plugged into my EQ pedal, and as I played, I noticed that there were no audio readings here on my levels. So I'm going to create a new track and see if that solves the problem. New track, real instrument track, perfect. I'm going to try to play. There we go. Now I got a reading, but I have to go over here to monitor and turn that on as well. Something it seems is a little finicky about the Lexicon Alpha or Garageband itself is that when you change something, whether it's with the external connections through the guitar to the device or within Garageband with preferences, you have to create a new track before Garageband acknowledges the changes that have been made. So as you just saw with the previous track that I was on, I switched my instrument cable into the EQ pedal, and apparently that did something with allowing GarageBand to recognize it. So I had to create a new track to do that, and that's fine, not a big deal, just a little bit of a hassle. So anyway, going back down to here, we see as I play that G chord that it is just really, really hot. So I'm going to turn down the gain on the Lexicon Alpha to about halfway, just a little over halfway, and play, and I got a much cleaner audible signal there. I'm trying to peak it out. I'm just raising the level a little bit until I can peak it out right there. I'm just going to back it up a tad. And that's about where I wanted. I know I'd have to play really hard in order to peak that out, and it's still a good clean signal. So now I'm going to record using the pedal and show you the difference. So I'm going to mute this one and just record on this track with the pedal. Alright, so there's our recording with the pedal, and we'll just want to do a short comparison. I'm going to go ahead and put the repeat on in case we run out of track. Drag this out a little bit, and we'll go to our first recording with just the alpha, and now with the EQ. A little bit cleaner, and that's going to be differing, depending on the parameters you specify for the EQ. But anyway, the Lexicon Alpha works good. It just, in my opinion, needs a little bit of a boost. So to solve this problem, I just don't like the idea that my USB interface isn't strong enough by itself to power the signal of my passive guitar going into GarageBand. So I got a Presonus Audiobox, and which is about $80 more, depending on how you get it. It's a little bit more powerful than the Lexicon Alpha, and it has the phantom power. I got it for $100 off of eBay, barely used, and anyway, it has the strength to power that signal without using the EQ pedal or any kind of a boost. So that's more what I was looking for, but either device works fine. The Lexicon will work even without the pedal. You just have to crank that gain all the way up if you're using a passive signal instrument like I am. If you're not, you may be in good shape and have a lot more potential power than I do with my acoustic with a passive signal. So in short, that's been my experience with the Lexicon Alpha and just USB interface altogether recently, so hopefully that's helpful to you.